Okay, so this is like the third time I've edited this video, so I'm going to kind of go with it and live with whatever kind of weird stuff that happens. There's been some updates to Fusion 360 that are kind of monkeying with me a little bit, and we'll go ahead and just kind of work through those. So this is going to be a video explaining how to create this drawing. So this is the assembly drawing, and we're going to have multiple pieces that we're going to work through. First, we're going to create the structure, then we're going to create this multi-view, then we're going to create an exploded view, and then we're going to go ahead and work and insert in a table that has a bill of materials and then also some assembly notes. So we'll go from there. So let me pull up Fusion. So for the first part is I went ahead and created a folder. So this is A2.1.4. And I went ahead and saved this file. So this is construction block assembly. Fusion 360 really likes you to have the file saved prior to importing in or inserting in other components. So we have that done, and I'm going to build something similar to what they have in the assembly drawing. And so I'm going to insert the arch first. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this into the current design, and it's going to insert it at the origin. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to ground this particular part. That way that part is not going to move. In the same way we saw the video where they would ground a part where it wouldn't move, we're going to do the same thing here. So now this thing won't move around on us. The second thing we're going to add in is I want to add in, let's see here, what do I want to add in? I'll add in the small triangle. So I'm going to insert that into the current drawing. Now when we bring it in, it's going to give us this auto move, and what I like to do is get it sort of set up in the orientation that I want to assemble it. So I want to kind of set it up in that orientation, and then we'll just move it over a little bit. So that's pretty close. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. Next thing, I want to insert in, let's say, let's go with the tall block. So I'm going to go to tall block. I'm going to insert that into the current drawing. That actually is the orientation that I want it in, and I'm going to park it just to the right there. So this kind of gets us to the point where all three of my blocks are in a place where I'm good to go. So we'll go from here, and we're going to start assembling this. Now, the assembly techniques and joints that we've talked about, one of them is rigid, and that's what we want to do. We want to basically put this thing together. So I am going to kind of get in the orientation that I want, which is kind of like right here. And I want to move this block here. I want to move it to basically that corner. So I'm going to go into my assembly bar. Motion is I want rigid. Position is I want simple. I'm going to select, and then I'm going to come into this little guy here. And I want to be fairly careful. Now, one of the additions and one of the things that wasn't in prior animations is when I select this orientation, it's saying, basically it's saying I want blue out away from it and then red to the right. So that's important. So I've selected that guy. Remember, blue to the left, red to the right, and green up. Now I'm going to select the second part. And that's where I'm going to go to here. And that looks like the same orientation. So I'm going to click there. And then it's going to move it and snap it right there in place. Okay, so that's part one. Part two is this guy. So we'll leave a pause in here. Okay, wow. All right, so you can notice I've zoomed out here. So I have tried a couple things. I tried to create a sketch and create a point. It didn't like that. So if I, for some reason, if I'm this far out, if I hit joint, same thing. I'm going to select here, and you can kind of see blue is coming to the left, red is to the right, maybe hard to see, green is up. Then I'm going to select another point, and blue is coming out, red is to the right, and green is up. If I click that, it's going to go right in where I want it to go, and I'm just going to take that for a win. So at this point, I have everything assembled and created. So we created the drawing, we saved as a copy, and we then ported in the three objects, and then we've created these rigid assemblies. So that's going to be enough for video 1, and then we will take off into video 2.